Ladies and gentlemen, AEW December 11th.
Thank you, Mikey. Welcome back, everybody. It's your boy, SergDragon, with another edition of the Heavens Monsters podcast. With me today is Chris Petrie and Mike Henry. So, before we start, let's honor the other members of the Heavens Monsters podcast. Xavier Hill and Andre Mitchell, as well as Mike Henry's YouTube page, will be in descriptions down below. As always, check out their page. And a remaining shout out to boys like Chris here, as well as T-Money, Renee, Farrell, and Delvin. So with that said, go ahead, Mikey.
We kicked off John Moxley, the number one ranked contender for Jericho's AEW World title, entered through the crowd to face Alex Reynolds.
Who won that match?
It was none other. Mox blasted his competitor with the Pentagon Ship for a quick and decisive victory. John Cena ran in and was greeted with a DDT from Mox.
Yeah.
And after that, out comes Mr. Le Champion himself.
Le Champion,
Chris Jericho, and the entire Inner Circle group.
Hey.
All want to come in and want Moxley to join forces with the Inner Circle. But what do you think?
I think it's weird how apparently Chris Jericho was the one that gave formerly known as Dean Ambrose.
Yes, for WWE.
Now currently as John Moxley.
Yeah, they had their differences in WWE, but now they're in AEW. And
anywhere else, Mikey?
What?
I mean, Chris? I'm talking to you, but I said, Mikey, I'm looking at him.
Go on, Chris. Say something.
Was there anything else that Chris Jericho and John Moxley was a part of? You like watching all wrestling.
Well, no, I
You got Ring of Honor, you got Japan Wrestling. I think that's where they met too. In which case, let's go on to the next of the list because Dean Ambrose was given an opportunity. Not Dean Ambrose.
John Moxley.
I went by old name. Yeah, John Moxley was given an opportunity to join the Inner Circle. But the thing is, he said he didn't have to say it now. He got to think about it. He gave him one of the T-shirts of the Inner Circle, and John Moxley's like, ew. So we can't say for sure. And he didn't answer at the end of the night either, just for the record. So we might get our answer next week, this Wednesday.
This coming Wednesday, the 18th.
When the title's on the line. Against Jungle Boy. Woohoo! Next.
A video package aired hyping the Texas street fight between the teams of Proud and Powerful, Santana Ortiz, and the Young Bucks, Matt and Nick Jackson.
After losing to the Young Bucks, the Santana and Ortiz actually realized that they were coming back to hometown of Texas. I'm like, what? They were in Texas? Oh, yeah. They were from Texas. We're going to have ourselves a Texas street fight between the Young Bucks and the Pride and Powerful of the Inner Circle. Next.
The Butcher and the Blade, accompanied by the Bunny Alley, made their AEW in-ring debut against the American Nightmare of Cody and QT Marshall.
Yep. And MJF answered Cody's challenge. Kept mentioning about how rich he is, how there's nobody left for him, how this and that, and how the fact that because Cody Rhodes offered all these stuff, including 50 grand, he mentions the ring he won and says, I don't need to worry about it because this is more expensive than anything you got. But nonetheless, at the end, he did in fact agree and say, I accept, in a huff and puff. So now we will have Cody Rhodes versus AJF. MJF. Yeah, what did I say?
Maxwell Jacob Friedman.
Friedman. I thought it was Freeman.
Yeah, Freeman.
Freeman?
Something
like that, yeah.
Next up, Darby Allin stormed down to the ramp and extended his hand to Cody, helping Cody to his feet and then to the back.
Yeah, because they won the match.
Yeah, the Butcher and the Blade pinned QT as Cody Rhodes sat outside the ring dejected.
Yep. That was messed up, man. Cody didn't deserve that.
No, hell no.
It was a bad night for Cody.
Mm-hmm. Next.
As you mentioned, MJF, along with Wardlow, came to the ring with a microphone.
I thought it was in the back. I thought it was a recording.
Yeah, but you did.
Okay.
Next, Alice Rams was shown watching TV in his hotel room, and the Dark Order seemed to be recruiting to their numbers via a subliminal message to Reynolds Television.
Yeah, but only to one of the tag team members, not the other guy. They didn't want him, apparently. Next.
Big Swole, making their AEW Dynamite debut, competed against Emi Sakura. Hikaru Shida, the number 1 ranked female wrestler in AEW, was shown sitting ringside.
Now, this is interesting because this woman took part in the 2nd annual Mae Young Classic. I didn't recognize her because her hair was shorter and blonde at the time. But after seeing the photo, I knew who she was because we saw in the photo with her baby and her husband, none other than Cedric Alexander. Oh, here we go. So her story is pretty damn sad. Some of her intestines were taken out in order to save her life. They were saying that she may not have a baby, but she did have a baby. Oh, that was good. And she lives life by the fullest. And it was Kenny Omega who gave her the opportunity to come to AEW, All Elite Wrestling, and she did not miss out on it. She even won her match. Yeah, that was good. You feel good for that? You feel good for that? Mm-hmm. All right, next match, Mikey.
AEW broadcaster Jennifer Strager was backstage to interview Pac, formerly known as the former king of
the cruiserweights.
Neville, Adrian Neville, that is.
Yeah, he says he's not done with either Kenny Omega or Hangman Page. He wants his rubber matches. And if he does not get them, he says, and I quote, that what he does next, he will not be responsible for his actions.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, he's just going to fight somebody.
Oh, boy.
Next.
Super Bad Kip Saban, accompanied to the ring by Penelope Ford, teamed with the chairman Shawn Spears, the rest of the duo of the Hangman, Adam Page, and the cleaner Kenny Omega.
Now that I know for a fact, Kenny and Page won that match. Next. Those two together are bad. Bad to the bone. Don't mess with them. I'm not saying they're bad guys. I'm saying that's how good their wrestling is. It's badass.
The lights in the air went out when the arena lights came back on. Joey Janela had Tully Blanchard tied up to a steel chair at the top of the ramp.
Oh, yeah.
Tully Blanchard, the father of Tessa Blanchard.
Mm-hmm.
And that's how Spears ran outside, deserting his partner to rescue Tully Blanchard, his manager.
And he lost the match because of that.
Yeah, it's like a handicap match. Your part, they'll part or leave you.
Next.
Brandy Rose was shown from an undisclosed location and says she was waiting for Chris Statlander to join her nightmare collective.
She even had a bald-headed guy and she says, no, we won't show you that yet. I'm like, what? Who's she got? We also see the potential wrestler of a woman who gave herself up for the order. She wanted to, she wanted to make the pledge. Yeah, she did. She was there. Next.
Chris Jericho's music played and he went to the broadcast table. Jericho, along with Big Hurt Jake Hager, joined Jim Ross on commentary.
He kicked the other two out.
Excalibur and Tony Schiavone to leave.
Yep. Here comes the dinosaur.
The Spanish God, Sammy Guevara versus Luchasaurus, Jungle Boy, and Marco Stunt.
Let's go. Ultimately, it would end in Sammy Guevara's loss because before they could enter the ring to interfere, because they saw how it was going, they were literally saying they're not going to allow. They weren't going to allow Sammy to lose, but too bad because even Jim Ross is saying, well, they didn't get there in time. And it would be a battle between the giants, between
Jericho and Hager ran down to the ring and attacked Luchasaurus.
Yep. But Luchasaurus and Hager were giants fighting it out. But it was 2-on-1 with Jungle Boy and what was his name?
Jungle Boy and ran out to aid his partners. Marco Stunt.
Marco Stunt. Yeah, there you go. I thought it was Marco. Little Marco. He getting jumped, man. They getting jumped. And then, here comes the fun part.
Jericho screamed, that didn't count. That didn't count.
No. You don't even mention why.
Oh.
Come on. I got you. In this brawl, Jungle Boy actually has Jericho in a pinning position where Marco comes in and actually does the 1, 2, 3 count. And everybody's like, that is unofficial as hell. That didn't go! That didn't go! That didn't go! Chris Jericho is livid. I want to do that to somebody. Make you two, the two skinny guys in our group, actually pin somebody, and I just go 1, 2, 3, making a slow count just for the fun of it. Like, what? What happened? My title! The title! Look at that. Like, favorite moment. John Cena and Ryback playing tug of war with the title, and it's CM Punk outside the ring going, it's mine. That was bad. Like, bring it back. I don't want to get it really too muscle about idiots. No, not my title. Next.
A huge announcement was made for the next AEW pay-per-view spectacular will be held on Saturday, February 29th as AEW presents Revolution from Chicago.
Yeah, not pay-per-view, buddy.
CM Punk hometown, Chicago.
Yeah.
And finally, it was time for the main event of the night. The Young Bucks versus Proudly Papa in a Texas street fight.
And it starts on stage in the back. God damn. They were jumping.
By
PA. This table! They threw a table! They threw him to a table and officially it started. Goddamn! It's a street fight and falls count anywhere matches, so the match was going. The match did start. They were already trying to pin each other on stage. And then they get into the ring. We got trash cans, football helmets, ladders, tables, God knows everything. The only thing we didn't see was a kitchen sink and a stop sign. But in the end, it ended with the win for the Young Bucks, and in the audience, who then came from the audience into the ring, were none other than the AEW Tag Team Champions, SCU, to congratulate and then look them dead in the eyes as they plan on defending their titles on December 18th against the Young Bucks. Oh boy, this is gonna be good. SCU versus Young Bucks. I'm looking forward to it.
And that's how AEW came to an end.
Oh yeah, they were looking at it. They were eating their popcorn and drinking their beer. Like, So what did you think, guys? Any final comments?
My thought is, it was a funny part when Chris Jericho say, that didn't count when the Jungle Boy and the Luchasaurus thing.
And Marco
stunned.
You Grit?
I like the Texas street fight. When the match got started, they throw Brandon Cutler to the table.
Yeah, they did. Alright then. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. You didn't, give it a thumbs down. Hit that subscribe button if you like the content, and hit that notification bell for the next video. And we'll see you guys in the SmackDown 205 Live edition.
And then after that, we'll see you for the results of TLC, the final pay-per-view of 2019.
Here at my house. So, peace out, y'all.